5 home runs and 13 RBIs really fast. We just gave away the Long Island Ducks tickets, so congratulations to you, my friend. Let me talk about this trade for a minute. When I first saw this, I'm going to tell you exactly where I was, okay? I was sitting at a computer in the room right across from our studio here, and I was going through some of the trades that I had missed. The Keone Keller trade, the Tommy Pham trade, the Martin trade. And Eric says to me, Jacob, you got to check out what just happened. No, Eric, I'm in the zone right now. I'll find out at my own time. Then all of a sudden I see Chris Archer traded to Pirates. No word on a return. Nice job, Matt. Welcome back. I thought you fell in there for a second. It's all good. Don't worry about it. So that's where I was when I found out about Archer being traded. But then when I saw the return, I almost did a spit take. Like, you know those scenes in the movies where you have to spit take, you're drinking the water? And, I mean, that's what I was doing. Austin Meadows looks like he's going to be a fantastic player in this league. He's hitting .292. I mean, this guy looks like he could be the next, not Roberto Clemente, but pretty darn close. I mean, I am in love with this kid. Tyler Glasnow seems like he could be a decent reliever. He had a lot of potential as a starter. Unfortunately, it just never came together for him. Chris Archer is the most overrated player in all of baseball. The Rays won this trade easily. It scares me that they were able to get Austin Meadows for Chris Archer. I mean, that terrifies me as a Yankee fan. Matt, what took you so long?
I had to clear up some stuff. I'm all right now.
I honestly thought...
I didn't run out on you.
You were in the bathroom. I mean, that's where you were. So I thought two things. Number one, diarrhea. Number two, you fell in.
No, I didn't fall in. I'm okay.
All right. Very good. Eric, did we just give away the Ducks tickets?
Yeah!
Woo-hoo! Congratulations, my friend. What's his name? Let me give him a shout-out.
Congratulations to Scott Braun of Hop Hog. You have just won a pair of Long Island Ducks tickets.
All right.
And you know what? Bethpage Ballpark is a hell of a place to go to. I've only been there a handful of times. I almost caught 4 foul balls at once.
I caught an Aaron Judge foul ball once.
Yeah, I know, but these stupid kids with gloves, because they were prepared, caught one behind me.
Well, there's no excuse for that. I mean, I caught an Aaron Judge foul ball.
I fell on steps, so I was going hard.
There was one time I was at a Ducks game. I saw some guy drop his wallet out of his pocket. So I was screaming, "Sir! Sir!" And everyone's looking around me like, what's going on? The guy looks up and I point, "You dropped your wallet!" And he turns and he looks and he just gives me a thumbs up, and everyone in the crowd likes it.
What a good Samaritan you are.
And then he spilled some of his beer on the wallet.
Oh, no.
And I said to him, wait a minute, what's worse? The fact that you almost lost your wallet, or the fact that you lost a little bit of beer?
Well, I mean, you kind of just put it together. You got a beer wallet now. But yeah, can I talk about how the Pirates are stupid?
Yes.
This is such a stupid trade. The Rays just finessed them.
Alex Playtez, if you want to crawl in a hole, I mean, I'm there to comfort you. I'm there to comfort you, buddy.
Are they trying to contend in the future? Because I can kind of commend them for that. They gave up way too much.
All right, here's the thing. If they're trying to contend, you don't give up Austin Meadows. This guy was supposed to replace McCutchen. And now you're trading him for the most overrated player in all of baseball? This is someone who I've seen a lot as a Yankee fan. The guy had 2 good years, and then after his second All-Star season, he went 9-19. I don't care if you're on a lousy team. Jacob deGrom's on a lousy team. He's not going to finish with 19 losses. He may finish with only 9 wins, but not 19 losses. Most overrated player in baseball.
But DeGrom at least has the stats to back it up. Archer, you even said this to me. You might have even said it on the show. They like Archer because he's got ace in front of his name.
Yeah.
He's got ace of the rotation. That's it.
And in his defense, he does seem like a nice guy. He's done some broadcasting
of course,
work.
yeah.
So I don't want to come off like I hate the guy personally, but let me just read you his stats from the past 3 years. 9-19, 4.02 ERA. 10-12, 4.07 ERA. 3-5 with a 4.31 ERA.
Was he hurt that year?
No. None of those years. Are you talking about the 3 and 5 year?
Yeah.
That's this year.
Oh, okay, got it.
So, no, he wasn't hurt, but when you're the ace of the staff, you can't have an over 4 ERA. You can't go 9-19 and 10-12. It doesn't work like that. Most overrated player in baseball, Chris Archer. Oh my God, did the Rays win this trade? They win it so easily.
Landslide.
Yeah. The Twins traded Brian Dozier to the Dodgers for Logan Forsythe, Luke Raley, and Devin Smeltzer.
Nice.
This year, Dozier's hitting .224 with 16 home runs and 52 RBIs. Forsythe's hitting .207 with 2 home runs and 13 RBIs. And according to MLB.com, Raley was the Dodgers' 19th best prospect. Who do you think won the trade?
I think the Twins are giving up. But
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, do you think the Dodgers win this trade?
In other news, water is wet.
But yeah, the Dodgers win this trade 100%. I mean, Chase Utley's gone at the end of the year due to retiring, and you know what? The Dodgers are just gearing up for it. Honestly, now what it looks like, a World Series run. I think they're going to run through the National League. Now, I think, far and away right now, they're the better team in the National League.
Dozier is better than Forsythe. I had said on this show when Machado was traded to the Dodgers that Forsythe was having a garbage year. Dozier's not having a much better year, although the power numbers are a lot better. So, I mean, I don't hate this trade for either team. I think it's kind of even. Luke Raley, the 19th best prospect in the Dodger system, is a solid get for Dozier, who only has 2 months left on his contract. And you know what? While we're on that subject, I want to ask you guys a question. What are your thoughts on trading controllable assets? We've seen it with guys like Kella and Archer, but we've also seen the rentals go in Maben and Dozier. So my question to you guys is, when do you think it's okay to trade controllable assets?
Well, okay, that's actually a very good question.
Thank you.
Controllable assets.
I thought about it in my bed last night.
Very nice. I'm not going to ask you any more of that question because I actually don't want to know because I feel like you'll actually tell me.
I sleep naked.
Okay, very nice. Thank you very much. Was it hot in your room or was it about very
Actually,
cold?
I don't sleep naked.
Oh, okay, great. Thank
Not
you.
like Marilyn Monroe.
All right.
Okay.
So,
I can keep going.
I'd rather you not.
Goodness.
But when you talk about trading controllable assets, I think it's a very interesting scenario due to the fact of where is your team right now. This is where the good general managers come out. This is where we know the general managers are looking towards the future. They know they're not going to contend. It's kind of like a sense of transparency, if you will. But when you trade a controllable asset like an Archer, in particular, you're selling to the Rays fans base, all 12 of them, that
12.
Counting Mark Talkowski.
No, but just think about it. In Florida, it's not exclusively Rays or Marlins. There's spring training.
Get baseball to Florida. I've said it a million times.
It's spring training baseball. There's a bunch of different teams from Florida. Same thing in Arizona.
Let me tell you, spring training baseball in Florida is more popular than the Rays and the Marlins.
I believe you, even when they're doing good. But I would say that if I'm a team that's in the middle of a playoff race right now, who am I looking toward the most? Am I looking towards the guy that is possibly a rental that might not return the next season? Or am I looking for a guy that is possibly on a team-friendly contract, could return for the next couple of years, maybe 2 or 3 at most, and just keep contending with them? I'm going to look at the controllable assets more.
But then the flip side of that coin is you're going to have to give up more.
Yes, but that depends on what the rental is, too, because what if the rental is having a lights-out year? You're going to have to give up more for a rental also.
Hey, like Machado.
Like Britton.
Britton wasn't too much. I didn't like getting rid of Dylan Tate. Cody Carroll and Josh Rogers were expendable. That was pretty much it. Tate was the only guy who I didn't like. But for Britton, you do it. Here's my issue with it. The reason why I've been so gung-ho on the Mets trading Jacob deGrom is because for as long as he is contracted to the Mets, there is no chance that they are going to win a World Series.
I agree with you there.
deGrom is a free agent in 2021. They are not going to win a World Series with him.
He's got to hit his 30s by then, too. So are you willing to give him a contract at that point, too?
He'll be 32. So my thought process with this is, for as long as the guy is controllable for, do you think that you are going to win a World Series? If the answer is yes, you keep him. If the answer is no, then he becomes tradable. I've been on the Mets for having a barren farm system, and that's part of the reason why I think they should trade deGrom. The other part is you can get major league ready players, forget about prospects, major league talent for this guy, and they will be there for that next World Series run. That's the issue with trading controllable players. More often than not, GMs have their horse blinders on. Eric, I like that. I'm going to start using that. And they trade guys who are controllable for a really long time for, middling prospects. Take a look at Keone Kela. I mean, this guy was one of the better closers in baseball this year. I like him a lot. Yes, you got Taylor Hearn. I like him a lot. But you're telling me that in 4 years the Rangers couldn't be competitive? The Astros, yes, they're still going to be up there, but the Mariners aren't. The Athletics aren't. There's a space there.
Even the Angels.
There's a space there for the Rangers to be competitive. And the Rangers are now essentially mailing in the next 4 seasons unless Taylor Hearn turns into the second coming of Nolan Ryan. And I'm talking Rangers Nolan Ryan.
Yeah, I get it.
Where he was still throwing no-hitters, not the 5,714 strikeouts Nolan Ryan. So that's my issue with trading controllable players versus rental players. Obviously, you trade rental players. That doesn't do anyone any good if you're on a bad team to keep these rental guys who you're not going to keep around. Tim Healey had said it, Bautista and Mesoraco can still go in August. For those of you who don't know, July 31st, which is today, or August 1st, sometimes it falls on a Sunday, I remember they did that a few years ago, is the non-waiver trade deadline. So this is when, I'll take Dozier, for example. This is when the Twins could trade Brian Dozier to any team. If Dozier is put on waivers, which is what would have to happen if they wanted to trade him after, now they can only negotiate with the team that claims him. Whether it's the Yankees, the Red Sox, whoever. They can only negotiate with that one team. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, because when the waiver trade deadline comes around, you're basically like, let's say, I'm going to go with Dozier again. Let's say he gets picked up by the Pirates, right? You can only negotiate with the Pittsburgh Pirates in that farm system. That is it. I completely understand what you're saying.
We will still have trades to talk about. Even after August 31st, that's the deadline for playoff eligibility. Mike Sweeney was once traded to the Philadelphia Phillies in September. He wasn't eligible for the playoffs, but he still helped them. So the Orioles traded Kevin Gausman and Darren O'Day to the Braves for Giancarlo Encarnacion, Brett Cumberland. You have no idea how much I wanted to say Giancarlo.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I thought you were about to turn into John Sterling for a second.
Giancarlo non se puede stapalo.
Just really quick, I'm very happy he didn't change it now. It's funny because at the time we hated it.
I still hate it.
And now we make fun of it. It's like, I remember Michael Kay did it just for no reason whatsoever because it was John Sterling's birthday or something. I thought that was hysterical.
Non-dimentica, that ball sure went far.
Oh, I like that one too.
Encarnacion, Brett Cumberland, Evan Phillips, Bruce Zimmerman, and $2.5 million in international bonus money this year. Gausman's 5-8 with a 4.43 ERA. O'Day's 0-2 with a 3.6 ERA. And according to MLB.com, Encarnacion and Cumberland were Atlanta's 14th and 30th best prospects, respectively. Before we get into that, we do have a caller on the line. Caller, you're on Beyond the Game.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good evening, Martin from Merrick. How are you?
I haven't heard your voice in a while.
Good evening. How is that? You were talking about waiver trades and post-waiver deadline trades. I will give you an infamous one from the New York Yankees.
Which one's that?
In August of